So when I was in high school, I was looking for a job, kind of just restless, sitting at home, and no one would hire a 16-year-old kid. So I got this idea in my head to work at a country club. So I kind of just sent a note out to all the local country clubs around me.
I got my start in the industry as a cart boy originally, and then through my uncle I learned about the turf aspect of the industry, and he was the one who pushed me to ultimately pursue it.
I got my start in the industry actually through my dad. He's a golf course superintendent.
My pops got me into the game early age.
Well, initially out of high school, I went to college for a business degree and failed pretty bad. Came home, my parents said you have 2 weeks to find a job or find a place to live, and I got a job on a golf course.
I got my start in the turf grass industry around 3 years ago. A local country club in Montreal was looking to hire, and I thought it'd be a great summer gig, and I went to work there and just fell in love with the industry and decided to enroll in Penn State.
Well, I chose Penn State because my superintendent at the time, he went there, did the 2-year program, and he recommended me that.
I chose Penn State because all the assistants and the superintendent at Clamar, they all went to Penn State and they all talked highly of it.
I chose Penn State because of the networking and then the reputation that it has.
So I actually visited Rutgers the day before I visited Penn State, and I came here and I just, between the college atmosphere and just like the classes and talking with Dr. Kaminsky, I just knew this would be the better fit for me.
I chose Penn State just because of the national reach the program has. If you want to be the best, I believe you have to attend the best, and that is Penn State.
So the 2-year program to me is unique for 2 reasons. One is the 6-month internship. Most universities do not provide 6-month internship, there are only 3. And the 6 months allows you to be there when they open, and you kind of see more of a full season compared to other programs. And also the class sizes are generally smaller. I had an amazing internship experience. So I did my internship at a country club called Maidstone Club. It's in East Hampton, New York, at the tip end of Long Island. I love that place. The boss kind of took me under his wing and kind of showed me the ropes of even more about the industry, and it's just a unique place.
I did my internship at Castle Pines Golf Club in Castle Rock, Colorado. I got a lot of rebuild experience, so I got to see a lot of greens relocations and the practice range being redone, and a lot of small projects like that get done.
I interned in Charleston, South Carolina at Yeaman's Hog Club. I wanted to go down there because I've always worked with cool season grasses. I want to get some experience in the warm season.
I really enjoyed Seminole Golf Club. I really enjoyed spray hawking. I got to learn new ways of hand watering and checking greens moisture with a pocket knife. So it's really, really interesting.
I did my internship at Wilmington Country Club in Wilmington, Delaware. It was a really cool experience. They're hosting the BMW Championship this year, so they were preparing for that, and I certainly learned a lot of what goes into a tournament preparation.
So I did my internship overseas actually. I did it in Donaueschingen, Germany, which is southern Germany. I did it at their Aschberghof. I kind of learned how to do it from a European perspective.
I did my internship at Cypress Point Club in Pebble Beach, California. Had a great time there. I think one of the biggest takeaways from my internship was people management. The superintendent and the assistants there really make that their primary goal, to have good relationships with all their coworkers. I did get to play golf out there. I was able to play once a month.
My favorite class at Penn State, growing up around turf grass, so learned how to walk and talk on it. And I've seen all the spots and rings and everything, and getting into the lab and looking at this stuff under a microscope was incredible for me. So probably my pathology classes.
I think my favorite class is one we currently have, which is business/accounting with Rick Patchett, the superintendent of the Penn State courses. I think that's a really cool class because we learn a lot of the business end of things, where I think most of us are used to being out on the course and not dealing with budgeting and relationships with other people.
My favorite class is probably Dr. McGraw's entomology. He really made the class enjoyable.
My favorite class at Penn State was probably the construction class, because we got to go out and physically build a tee as a group and kind of measure out all the math part of it and the slope and do all that kind of stuff.
I'm gonna have to say that small engines class was my favorite class, just because I like working on cars and stuff, and it's kind of an elevated perspective than what I'm used to.
So my favorite class here was probably one of the turf classes. It was cool to see all the turf types and go outside, work hands-on, and really put our knowledge to work.
My favorite class at Penn State was probably horticulture with Jim Savage. I really enjoyed his teaching and I enjoyed learning about trees.
I think the best experience I had is just spending time with my classmates. I think one of the positive things about this program is the small amount of students within it. You get to really know all of your classmates really well. You spend a lot of time with each other. We all have the same schedule, same class time, so it's really nice to have everybody else to help you with something.
The best experience I had within the program would have to be going to the Turf Bowl in San Diego and Savannah with the guys. San Diego and Savannah, we had an amazing time. Those are beautiful cities. We did very well in the Turf Bowl, represented Penn State really well, and it was just fun to just get closer with all the guys.
I think the best part of the Penn State program is doing the volunteer program at the Players. This truly allows you to network with superintendents all over the country and develop a stronger bond with your classmates.
I think State College is a really awesome community. It's such a beautiful location. Campus is awesome to be on, and having all the sporting events is just really awesome to go to.
I did go to one football game finally this last semester, which was awesome. A noon game, and you tailgate at 6:30 in the morning. That was an incredible experience.
I'm a big fly fisherman, so there's a lot of good fly fishing up here, so I enjoyed it.
I love Penn State. They call it Happy Valley for a reason. These past 2 years have been two of the greatest years of my life. I met some amazing people here, had a great time, and this place is awesome. There's a community to Penn State where Canadian universities don't really have somewhat of a close bond as American ones do. And when I went to my first football game here, just to see, over 100,000 people all wearing the same colors and cheering for their school, it's really a unique experience to take part of.
My best experience with the program was probably the teamwork and the camaraderie that all the students have. I remember one of our good memories was working down in the common room and everybody was helping each other out. If somebody didn't know something, we all stayed there to make sure that they got it.
We help each other a lot. We're one big family.
Yeah, we definitely have a good group of guys.
We kind of have a team mentality of making sure nobody gets left behind. And they're just a great group of guys that, we're gonna stay connected long into the future.
Penn State to me means that I know that I have a long line of alumni from this university, not just within my industry, but other industries, and knowing that we have that commonality, I think will be very useful for my future.
After graduation, I plan on going back to Wilmington Country Club, where I previously interned as a North Course assistant.
After graduation, I'll be returning back to my club, Wanaka Country Club in Hamburg, New York, and I'll be a second assistant superintendent there.
My plans after graduation is to be an assistant superintendent at Idlehour Country Club in Lexington, Kentucky.
I'm going to be returning to Germany actually to become an assistant superintendent and eventually a superintendent later in my career.
After graduation, I plan on returning to the Country Club in Brookline, Massachusetts for the 2022 U.S. Open.
After graduation, I've accepted a job at Shooting Star Golf Club in Jackson, Wyoming in a supervisory role, so I'm pretty excited to head out to the Tetons and get started working out there.
For people getting started in the turfgrass industry, I would recommend being open-minded and just hungry to work. There's a lot to learn in this industry, and the more open-minded you are, the more you'll learn.
Advice I have for anyone getting into the industry is, I would say do it, make sure you love it, but it's a great industry and I think it's a great time to be in the industry.
Don't hesitate and just take the next step, because there was a long process where I didn't really want to go back up to school and didn't want to have to do it all again, but then when I actually took that step and came back up here, it was worth every bit of it.
If you think you like it, just send it. It's a good industry to be in.
I'd like to thank my family and friends first off. They helped me tremendously with making the decision to come to Penn State, as well as my superintendents that I've worked with. They've pushed me to do better and really advance my career.
Definitely want to thank my parents and my superintendent at Radley Run, Derek Wozniak, for just getting me in the industry, getting me here, and obviously all my classmates for just helping me every step of the way.
I would like to thank my parents and I'd like to thank my grandparents for supporting me. It was hard to get back up to school after doing so poorly the first time, but for them to stay on my back, it was nice to kind of be able to come back up here with confidence.
First and foremost, I'd like to thank my parents for supporting me through my 4 semesters here at Penn State. Couldn't have done it without them. And also like to thank my uncle for recommending this program to me and knowing that my future is going to be more than what I expected.
We are Penn State.
We are Penn State.
We are Penn State.
We are Penn State.
We are Penn State.